Hi everyone, hope you are all well. Let me share my screen. So today I will discuss about this particular scenario, which I asked a candidate a few weeks back in an interview. So the scenario is about writing a Python code to automate the birthday wish mails to the team members and also keep everyone in CC so that they can also wish him or her personally. Not only use the text-based mail, rather also use some nice picture to wish him or her, and finally deploy the solution over cloud. So I will explain you step by step along with the code and then finally how to deploy it over cloud. And here I will be using Google Cloud for this particular tutorial, but you can also deploy it in any other cloud of your wish. So if you want to send automated email from your Python code, you can majorly use these two approaches, either using SMTP or SendGrid. So SMTP is more traditional protocol, simple mail transfer protocol, which has an associated library also, which is in Python, and you can use the same to automate the email from your Python code. And SendGrid is basically a cloud-based email service where you go ahead and ask for a API key, and you can use the same to send out a mail. So in this particular tutorial, I will focus on the SMTP approach, but in case you need how to do it using SendGrid API, you can also check my blog. This is the link, and I will also create another tutorial where I will be showing how to do it using SendGrid API. So for this particular application, we will be using SMTP. Then obviously, writing the Python code needs installing the necessary libraries and importing the necessary modules. Then as I will show you how to also deploy it in cloud. So I will write the code in a manner so that you can directly take it, copy it, and host it over cloud. But I will also show you in case if you want to run it in your local system, what and all you have to change. So basically here, rather than using local file system, I will be using Google Cloud Storage for the same. And here I will have two input files. One is your team members details, and whenever someone new joins, you have to get that details updated from him or her. So that is a common practice in most of our organizations, right? We get a team Excel where basically any new person joins, you send out that Google Sheet link or the Excel link to him or her. They fill up their birth date and all those things, and those are actually used by the HR to send out these mails and for them to plan the celebrations and all, right? So that particular Excel sheet is our only input, and also you can have some sort of video, or here in this particular case some sort of a nice image picture as input, which you can embed in your email body. And then finally, I will show you how you can host it in the easiest manner in Google Cloud. So basically, I will be here using Cloud Function and a Cloud Scheduler job for the same, because every day at 12 a.m. this particular job will get triggered, which will check from this particular Excel list whether today is anyone's birthday or not. So you have to check the month and the date. And if it is someone's birthday, he or she will receive the mail, otherwise not. So this is the steps which you have to follow. Now, let's come to this particular code. So this is my entire application code, which I will be directly hosting over cloud. So this is the image I will be sending, embedding in a email body. And this is my input Excel, where the names are there, email, contact, the birthday is there. Here I have actually encrypted these emails, but when I will be placing it to the cloud storage bucket, I will be replacing these mails with the correct one. Now, first coming to the libraries, you need this SMTP library to send mails using SMTP protocol. Then this email my multiport, this library is specifically used if you also want to have some sort of image or other type of multimedia inputs in your mail body. So you have mime text, which can be used for text purpose. You have mime image, which can be used for image purpose. So if you want to write a simple mail with only text, you don't maybe need this mime multiport library, email mime multiport library. But if you need it more, if you need more functionalities, more types of contexts, then you will be needing this. Then date time, obviously date time you need to evaluate whether the date time mentioned in the birthday list and today's system date time is same or not. To evaluate that, you need this. CSV, you need to read the CSV files. Then Google, this is basically the Google Cloud SDK's libraries. So you need this particular library. You also need the cloud login so that you can see the logs. And this logging you can also directly use in your local, and in cloud also you can use. So now this is your so this SMTP in this SMTP protocol, you need an email which is the host of it, basically from which email it will be sent out. Mostly it will be HR's email or manager's email. But in case you are using SendGrid, you can also use service accounts in the same case. But in this particular protocol, you cannot directly use a service account. But if you want to use a service account, then you have to give certain permissions to the service account. Also, only Google Workspace account you can like impersonate with the service account. So basically it is quite difficult. So I will suggest you, if you are using SMTP library, to go ahead with the Gmail and Yeah, and basically otherwise you can also check out the SendGrid approach. Now this particular email password is not your regular Gmail password. You have to create a application specific password for the same. I will show you how to do that. So you go to your Gmail account, from which account you want it the mails to be sent. Then go to manage your Google accounts. Then come to security. Then go to two-step verification. Then again, give your normal Gmail password here. Then come down here. You can see application passwords. I have already created the application password. So here you have to give the app name, suppose email, Python, something like that. And then you can click on create, then it will show you the password and you can copy it, save it in your place because you cannot see it later words. And that particular password you have to use here in your code. Now coming to the code. Now this I will start from main because that will be the triggering point. So first, if you are trying it locally, trying it from your local system, you can just start from this particular line only, and you can directly give your local paths to that particular team Excel file and also the image file. You don't need to do these steps there. But here the thing is, I want the input, the birthday list and the image, all these inputs to be there in my Google storage bucket. So this is the bucket which I have already created. I will also show you. So there I will be placing these two files, birthday list and the birthday image. Let me show you. It is already, I have created this one. It is already there. You can just click on upload and upload the files, or you can also use your G-Cloud comments to do that. Now I will be explaining why I'm using this particular download blob option. So when you run your code in Cloud Function, it typically executes within a containerized environment. Now temp is a directory there for temporary storage. So basically the intermediary files and all you can store when you are inside that containerized environment. Now what it will do is it will take this particular birthday list CSV which we have uploaded in the bucket. It will download this file to the containerized location, the temporary location inside the containerized environment, and that location here is the temp directory. And you can also check out how it works, the temp directory's usual storage limits and all. So what will happen when it will the Cloud Function will get triggered, it will download these files in the containerized environment where it is getting executed and then process the information from the file. Like when you run in a local system in your laptop, you can give this your input files in your working directory, right? And you can give that working directory path here from where your execution engine is fetching the files and then the processing is happening when you are running in a local machine. But think about the fact that it is running over cloud, right? And you have placed these files in the storage bucket, which is again a service provided by Google Cloud. It's a globally available service. And now when you run your Cloud Function code, so that internally creates executes in a containerized environment. So in that particular containerized environment, you can think of it as a what I can say, as an environment or a virtual environment which you have locally that gets created and it executes inside that. But it is not as physical as your local machine, but it's a virtual one. And you can obviously read more about what is virtual machines, what are containerized environment, and also how this Cloud Function works. And this particular link you can check and you can actually understand how things work. So the execution engine, what it does, it actually locally downloads it from the cloud storage bucket to this containerized environment, and then it starts processing. So these two got downloaded. Then what you are doing, you are opening that file which got downloaded to the temp location, and then we are checking. So this particular list is basically creating the list for the persons whose birthday is today. So every day it will execute and check with and get the list whose birthdays are same as today's date and month. So basically, for this is a simple line of statement where basically person for person in birthday list where date time dot date times strp time, this person's birthdays month is first extracted. So this is my birthday list. This is the birthday. So this month is extracted, date is extracted. You can see person's date is extracted, date is extracted, and it is checked with today's month. Similarly, the date is extracted and also checked with today's date. So basically, this today is nothing but today's timestamp, the date time in a format we are taking every day. So you can consider it as a sys date. But this is a better library, I would say, this date time library, and you can check more if you want more details. But you can consider it as sys date. So it will check if today's month and today's date is matching with the any of the person's birth month and date, and I'm creating a list out of it. So basically, because why? Because if multiple people are having this birthday on same date, so that everyone gets the birthday wish, right? And again, the team member list is nothing but my birthday list, because everyone should have the mail so that they can also know that whose birthday is today and they can go and personally wish. So now I will just send everyone whose birthdays is today or that particular day, and I will call this send email function, where what I'm sending the birthday email, the recipient, basically the two, you can say the two or the recipient. Then the subject is happy birthday. Then again, the name, then wishing you a wonderful day. This is the body, and also here in the body, I'm also embedding the image and the team members list. Now coming to the send email function, which I have listed here. Now, before that, the download block function, it's a quite standard function. What you give is you are passing the bucket name, the storage block name, and the destination file name as input. And this is a standard approach of using the storage library in Python. You create a client, you create a bucket and give the bucket name here. Then this is your source blob object. And then you use this function to that particular blob object, download to file name. Here you give the destination file name. Yeah, so this is the download block function. Now send email function. So here you are sending the email, the two email or the recipient's email, the subject, body, image path, and team members list. So here I'm using this mind multiport. Why? Because because I'm using here both text and image, both for my email purpose. So that's why I need mind multiport. Otherwise, we could have only used SMTP library. So how to use this mind multiport? You have to first create a mind multiport object. Then the from, you give the mail ID, which is your sender, the HR or the manager, whoever, for whom you have actually created the application password. Then to email. Now, because this to email, it can have one also, it can have multiple also. So I'm checking, is it a list? If it is a list, so in the two section, the all of those emails which is there in the list, it will get added. Otherwise, it is just two email. So it is just one. Then you add the team members email to CC. So again, you are taking the team members email from the list and just joining it in the CC. Then subject is subject. So like this, you create a mind multiport object and then configure all the properties of that particular object to whatever you want, the from to CC subject, everything. Then you attach the text body here using this function. Then coming to image. So basically for attaching the text body, you use this mind text, and for attaching the image, you use mind image. So this image will be used, and I have already sent out that image here in this image path. And then finally, when I have added the text, I have added the image. Now I have to send the email. So basically, this is the standard code for that SMTP SSL, and this will be pretty much same. You have to give your email ID, password, and then the send mail function you have to trigger. So this is the code which now I will be hosting over cloud. And in case you need it to run in your local system, just delete all these things. Delete this line number 53, 54. Only start from here 57 and give your local paths here. And you don't need this download block. Now, when I'm when I will be hosting it over cloud, so when you run from your local system, what you do? If you don't have any libraries installed, you install it using pip install lite in your local system. But when you host it over cloud and it runs in a containerized environment, you also need to supply those. I mean that in that environment also you need to install those libraries, right? And for that, we send out a requirements.txt when we create the cloud function. There we list down the libraries which the containerized, which it needs to install before running the actual application. It needs to install in the containerized environment. So we need these two things to create the cloud function. One is requirements.txt and one is the actual code. Now let's go to this. Just a second. Yeah. So 1 second. Just a second. Just a second. I'm just trying to maximize it and I'm not able to basically select that button. Yeah. Now I got it. So yeah. So basically I can come from the dashboard page. So to open Google Cloud, you need to go to console.cloud.google.com. In case you have AWS account, you can go there as well. And if you don't have a project, you have to create a project. If you want me to create a video on that, how to create a Google Cloud project, I can do that. And also you can check online. If you don't know anything in Google Cloud, then you just, I will suggest you take the free tier access, you create a project and you can do so many things. But here I will assume you have a project, you have already created a project, and I will show you how to host this particular application in Google Cloud. So as I said you, I will be creating a cloud function. So this is my cloud function. So I'm naming it birthday wish. Trigger type, I'm giving HTTP only. So here I'm choosing this application engine account because in this particular service account, I have given the cloud function invoker access. Otherwise, when you are creating the fresh project in the default service account, if you choose, it will ask you to enable the APIs. So you need to enable few APIs to access any service over cloud. So whenever you try to do that, it will pop up that particular API. Here it is cloud function invoker API, and few APIs it will give. You have to enable it, and then you can use that particular service account. Then here also I'm giving that service account, but no need to worry on that. You can use the default account and enable the APIs whenever it will pop. So here I'm allowing everything. Nothing else. Now I will click on next. I will go to code. So my runtime is Python. So select Python. Yeah. And here, when you select Python, you will see you have a main.py and requirements.txt. In the main.py, you have to write your actual code, your application code, and the requirement.txt, you have to list down the dependencies you need to install. So the entry point here will be main. I want to start it from main. And mostly in all of the Python codes, it will be there, but you can also start from something else if you want. So let me just this. Okay. Now I will just stop the screen share for a second. Why? Because I will just replace my password, which I have encrypted before. Just give me a minute. Okay. Now I will share my screen again. And now it's done. Just test the function. It will take some time. It's taking a lot of time, but I have previously tested, so I will directly deploy it. So when you deploy it, that containerized environment gets created. See, the cloud build is building this. Now it's created. The cloud function is created. Now, what I want that every day, maybe 10 like 12 a.m. or so, this cloud function gets triggered so that this particular script is executing and they will get the mail, right? So for that, I need to also create a cloud scheduler, which will trigger this cloud function. But before that, if you just want to see, this is a HTTP trigger, and you can try to actually see, trigger it from here, and it will be that particular cloud function will be executed for that for that one time, because it's a HTTP trigger cloud function. Now, currently it don't work, because if you so currently if you see, I have not given any dates, which is today's date here. So I need to at least make some changes here so that this we can actually see that this is working. So I am giving my another email ID and also making the birthday as today's date, and I will be replacing it in here in the storage bucket. Okay. And now I will also create a cloud scheduler, which will invoke it every day. But for the ease of use, what I will be doing is I will make the frequency every minute so that we can see, we can test it now itself. Just a second. Okay, here I need to give the cloud function URL. Because I am triggering that particular cloud function by this scheduler job, and the method will be get. So yeah, create. And alternatively, you can also use these gcloud commands to create the cloud function, gcloud function deploy, then these details. And also you can create the gcloud command to create the cloud scheduler job. And also you can use Terraform to create these resources. Okay. Let's check in a minute. Right now. So it is 25 now, 7:25, and my this mailbox is opened. See, I'm getting this message, which is a wonderful day. Happy birthday. So yeah, that's all. Hope you all have understood this, and I will genuinely request you to try this in your local machine and also over cloud. Thank you.